and welcome to episode 8 of Ripping the Rack podcast. I'm Tim, and across the table from me is Brian. Brian? Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing good. We have a special day planned. We are coming to you live, well taped, but live taped, at Bangor Brewer Bowling Center on Wilson Street in Brewer, in the bar, Penny Lane Bar and Grill. For those of you, might as well make them our sponsor for the week.
Bangor Brewer Lanes.
Bangor Brewer Lanes. 24 lanes of fun. Fun. They are located at 534 Wilson Street in Brewer. 207-989-3798. Again, that's 207-989-3798.
Call Chip for all your bowling needs.
Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Tim. We just bowled 10 strings after not touching a bowling ball for 3 months. How you feeling?
Oh, my God. I'm going to hurt. I already hurt, but I'm going to hurt even more.
I'm pretty sure at the end of this podcast, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to sound like a glow stick.
crack. Yeah, no,
You threw a good ball today, Tim.
No, I didn't. It sucked. But I appreciate it, though.
1290, right? No? 1230?
1209.
Oh, I had the right numbers. They were just in the wrong order.
Yeah, no, it was okay.
I was 1083 in case anyone cares.
I got insanely tired at the end. The last
three strings you were
strings.
tired and throwing flat.
And,
I was too, though.
But holy crap, that was it was fun. It was actually fun to be back bowling again.
Yep, we bowled in between Maddie Kelly and Evan Riva on our left, and to our right was Kobe and Mark Carrier, so we were surrounded by good bowlers.
Yeah.
Maddie, I believe, had the high single,
She
170.
She was 170, and she went 12.
She whooped Tim's ass.
She whipped your ass. She beat me. She whipped your ass.
Inch or a mile, dude.
Oh, man. My God. She threw a great ball.
Took her a little bit to get loose.
Yep.
First couple strings.
Mark Carrier was 1280-something.
Mark Smith was
40, 50,
1239,
40,
I think. So 1240.
Yep.
Some good bowling for people not touching a bowling ball for 3+ months.
Oh yeah. No, this was a fun little tournament. For those of you that don't know, Bangor put on just a fun doubles handicap
doubles.
Tournament. Man, woman, woman, didn't matter. Just a fun handicap. 20 teams or 19 teams on the first shift, and I think they have 8 on this second shift that's getting ready to start.
Yep.
I thought it ran really well. I thought they did a great job with it. Per usual, they
yes.
Most tournaments here
Run very well.
I gotta say, for those of you that don't know, our setup, we normally sit next to each other and have a big TV and kind of everything else.
He's spoiled by my man cave.
I am staring at Brian's luscious eyes. I don't know if luscious would be the
sailor.
word. Hey, sailor. It's a little weird. We don't have mic stands.
It's very intimate. This is a very intimate Ripping the Rack podcast.
This is a very intimate setting. There's much love coming.
I think so.
Here.
The old people to the right of us sitting at the bar just eyeballing the like for crazy.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, they're I don't know who they are, but they're looking at us like, what in the
So
hell?
we're going to try and do a couple interviews today as well. Pretty much as people walk in, they know they're supposed to be interviewed, but they're avoiding us.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how that happens. But I'm a little bit weirded out just staring at you as we talk.
Tim is weirded out. Yes, so we are live. So for any of the ambient noise, we apologize for. We're usually in a much more controlled
Oh, I'm not going to apologize.
environment. Tim, you don't apologize.
No,
That's
matter
the
of fact,
thing.
I'm not going to apologize so much. I'm going to throw the echo.
Okay.
Yeah, that was okay. That was pretty stupid.
No, but Tim and I did not win, if anybody was wondering. I do believe that Lou Dyer and Jerry Hughes from Belfast both bowled very well. They were both over 1,200 today.
Oh, hey, it's DJ.
It's DJ Trask.
DJ, come over
DJ,
here,
how you doing, Muffin? You want to be on our podcast?
Hello.
You want to say hi? Say hi to the mic.
Hi, hold on.
Hello, Mike.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good?
Good.
Yeah. What's new and exciting with you?
Oh, just life.
So I'm going to ask you a quick question here.
Oh, boy.
Okay. This is high stakes reporting that we're doing right now.
DJ is a very accomplished racer at Wiscasset.
He is.
Speedway, by the
He
way.
is.
I
He
believe
is.
his nickname's the Cowboy.
Cowboy DJ Trask. That's right.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I got to ask you a question. Okay. Who is your favorite bowler that has initials TM that rhymes with Gim Didero?
Is it the same guy that actually was the first one to fly a kite across the Canadian border
It could be.
with a sardine can hooked to him?
Yep. Yep, with an armadillo coming out of his ass.
Yes. Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the one. That's
Yep.
the one.
What's his name?
That'd be Tim Matero.
Yeah, baby. Look at that. I am DJ Trask's
Good luck,
favorite
good luck,
bowler.
DJ.
Hey,
There you
DJ,
go.
good luck.
You crazy.
That was DJ, folks.
That was DJ. No, I mean, we have no real agenda for this one.
We don't. We just figured we'd grab people as they come through, and we'll talk and see how the bowling went. We do hope to interview Evan.
Yep.
At least we do have him scheduled.
And I'd
in.
I'd like to get Chip as well.
Yes.
So this week was actually a fun week, kidney stone wise. I had a kidney stone on Monday, so that was fun.
Oh wow, I remember looking, asking you Monday night, like, are we bowling Saturday? Can you bowl?
Can you?
Because then you threw your back out getting out of a truck on Tuesday.
Well, I'm old.
You're seasoned. We've said this many times. You're seasoned.
No, I really feel like I'm old. So it's been a fun week, but I was actually pleasantly pleased that I lasted 10 strings. I feel like I'm going to be able to.
I bet Angie would be jealous.
Don't make me tell Kelly on you.
Just look into my eyes.
Kelly.
Just look into my
I'm not looking into your eyes. I'm not. I'm looking in your eyes. Oh my
Yep.
Jesus.
Who's this? Who's going?
Does your office smell of sweet mahogany?
It does. I have many leather-bound books. Okay, we got to get some structure here.
Yeah,
People
I
are not
know.
going to listen.
I know. No, they'll listen because I'm timid.
What was your big string today? High string. I think it was.
I have 140.
Yeah, 40. It was the last one. All of a sudden, Charlie shows up and you start throwing hammers.
Well, that's because I still have to impress him.
Yeah, that's true.
It just that is. Hey, look, it's
Look, it's Howie Brown.
Howie Brown.
Howie, come on over.
Come on over.
Come on
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Howie Brown, bowls out of Newport and Bangor. Howie, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. So you're a holder of a couple of 200 strings, right?
I am.
How many?
2.
Two what?
204 and 210.
Nice. Where'd you do those?
Newport.
Newport. Fastest house in the East.
Yep.
Did you have the first 200 or was that Sarge?
Sarge. He had a
When he had
206.
when he had his 800, was that it?
No, he just come up to practice to see how they went, and he didn't say nothing for pretty near a month, and it was almost eliminated.
Wow.
He just got it under the guide wire of being able to claim it.
Yeah. Yep. Nice.
So
we have a very important question for you.
what's that?
Okay, this is heavy, hard-hitting, investigative journalism right here.
Okay.
Okay. Who is your favorite Maine bowler? Hold on, I'm not done. With the initials TM that rhymes with Gim Didero. Who's your favorite Maine bowler?
Tim Matero.
God, look at that. I
Two
am
for two today.
I am 2 for 2 with as Harold Brown's favorite bowler. God, don't I just feel special?
You ought to. I mean,
Yeah.
you are one of the best, definitely.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Howie, is Newport open yet?
For food.
Oh, speaking of food, I'm hungry. Last question for you. What's your favorite memory from bowling?
Favorite memory?
From just in general,
Probably the
not including me.
Probably the 210 string there, the 5-bagger at the end.
Oh, nice. I've never had. I take that back. I had one, but it was the last 3 boxes of a string.
So I actually thought that one was going to get me some money, but apparently it didn't.
It got you no money.
Got me no money.
5-bagger
Yeah,
for 210.
for 210. It said because supposedly there was a thing saying that if whoever broke the first 200 got $2,500, and whoever broke that 200, if it was higher than that one, got $1,000. But apparently that wasn't true.
Now,
It was all rumor.
I do remember in 06 when we were in Halifax, poor Howie, I think the first 6 guys he bowled against threw 400 against him in the Worlds.
That was pretty memorable.
I
I remember your salute to Phil.
I think I touched my ankles and said, "Let's go."
I will admit I was one of those. Brian pointed that out to me.
That
last
was the
week, 2
match
weeks
that
ago.
I was in the Morrison Tunnel, as we called it, and I had tunnel vision. But that was when Timmy threw 440 against you.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we win?
No. Split.
Wasn't that the one though? Charlie got mad through the pencil.
No, that was when you bowled with Cessa's Maniacs. That's when you guys eliminated Charlie
that's
from
when
the
you knocked him
playoffs
out
for
of
the
the
first
playoffs.
time in 20-something years.
Yeah, that's right. Charlie threw the pen, got up, stormed off.
Said we're going home.
We're going home.
And he didn't mean like we're going home like we're not making the playoffs. We're going home like we left that night.
But there was still 1 year, though, that Morrison wouldn't shake your hand because you beat him.
That was 06.
Yeah.
That was 06.
Yeah, and I think Charlie might have said something to him.
Oh, Charlie did say something to him.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Tell us again who your favorite Maine bowler is again for the
Tim
podcast.
Matero.
Thank you. Hey,
Tell Evan we're looking for him.
yeah, can you grab Evan? Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Howie.
That was Howie Brown.
Harold
Brown.
Brown. Harold Brown.
Good dude. I like
Good
Howie.
bowler. I bowled with Howie in the Worlds in 06 when we were main heat. That was an interesting year. We only took up 8 guys,
Yeah.
one of which was Josh Comer. Loved Josh to death. Good guy, decent bowler. And he'd tell you, probably wasn't there to bowl.
An experience.
Yeah. Steve Jameson was our captain. Steve has some bad knees. He wasn't ready for that week.
Yeah.
So we had 5 of us. Me, Kevin McNally, Harold Brown, Tommy Ivers, and Chris Sacchetti. It was his first Worlds. And here we have Evan Riva.
So you bowled a lot.
We did. I bowled all 33 strings that one. I was very tired.
Why are you shutting the door for?
And I'm just going to I'll just pass the mic between me and Tim, and we'll let Evan hold this mic because we only have 2.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on.
Because it looks like
Chip, Chip has stolen Evan,
Oh,
so we're going
Chip
to put
has
the
stolen.
interview on hold.
Yeah, we'll put the in it. Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
What's up? Say hi. Hi for Brianna. I said hi for her.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Cowboy
DJ Trask is
DJ
back in the bar. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. So what were we talking about? I completely lost track.
Well, we were going to interview Evan, and Chip grabbed him.
Oh, that's
These
right.
live shows are hard.
It is.
It is.
Kind of like I won't go there.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a
boy.
family-friendly show, Tim.
No, it isn't. No, I've already dropped an F-bomb once. It's definitely not a family-friendly show.
So I didn't know how he had 200 strings.
I knew he had.
I knew he had 1
I thought he had. No, Scott Sirroyce had the 220s at Pittsfield.
in a month.
Yeah, in Pittsfield.
I never bowled at Pittsfield. How fast was it?
Pittsfield.
I mean, was it honest?
No. The thing with Pittsfield, it wasn't that it was fast. It was an honest house, and by what I mean by that, if you were throwing a good ball, you were going to score well, and the pins were going to fly. Mm-hmm. If you were throwing a bad ball, you weren't going to score. Would you get the break occasionally off the quarter pin? Yes.
That's how I felt Bangor
Yeah.
was today. I really did.
Sessa took care of those plates. He would do them every day, and it was great. So we do have Evan Riva.
Yeah, hold on.
Evan, take that mic. I won't ask you the really hard-hitting question at the moment.
I appreciate it.
We'll end with a hard-hitting question
Oh, boy.
at the end. Okay. What's up? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Doing good. Yeah, just getting back into the bowling world and got the bar going, and it's all going good right now. Finally, after COVID's kind of slowing down just a little bit at least. Never
Yeah.
going to be the same again, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Okay. So Brian wants to know, okay, how good I am. If you could tell the world how good Tim is.
Tim is good as long as he's not in the anchor position.
Oh, you suck.
Anywhere 1 to
Take
4.
the mic, White. Take the mic, White.
Anywhere 1 to 4 or on the bench, he's the best team bowler I've ever bowled with. When he's on the bench, he's usually, drinking his seltzer water or his Gatorade, his G2s.
D2, baby.
But you know what? I've had the most fun in my bowling career with Tim, so it's a very short bowling career.
So,
Wow. I actually have a question, and it's a serious one. How different is it for you? Because I know you pitched in high school.
Yep.
How different is it for you staring at the head pin in the 10th, knowing you have to hit it, different than a 3-2 count with 2 outs on the mound?
The nerves are always there, especially in the big matches. I pitched in the Eastern Maine Finals, Brewer against Bangor, and
Which in itself is
yeah, it was
rivalry
definitely
and a half.
nerve-wracking for sure. But the bowling world is it's almost more pressure. You have 9 guys behind you on the field, but they're spread out. Where in the bowling world, they're standing behind you, and there's no rush like throwing that mark and jumping up and doing the Superman like Tim does, or something
The
along
Timmy
the lines
T-Rex?
of that. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I almost enjoy bowling more than baseball, only because I'm better at baseball and I just have fun with bowling. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
So here's a question for you, because I know you can be kind of opinionated,
Oh, absolutely.
and that's what I love about you is you're not afraid to state your opinion, and you rarely. I shouldn't say you don't let emotions get to you, but you try not to let the emotions get to you.
Yeah.
What's kind of with the whole association stuff going on right now?
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, the association is a group of, at least in Maine, it's proprietors of bowling alleys and whatnot. What's what's grinding your gears right now?
So I haven't bowled in the association for probably 3 years now. It's a mix of proprietors from different houses that try to get together and make up a community of bowling where people come to different tournaments and that kind of stuff. But the thing that grinds me is the fact that a lot of these centers in Maine, it seems as though they're not out for the bowlers, they're more out for the houses themselves. As in last year, they upped the price of the amount per string that the house was getting and took away from the prize money for the bowlers. I'm out for the bowlers. I've always been one, like the Mixed Worlds, like the Worlds, like any tournament I've run here at Bangor Brewer or have put on elsewhere, have always given money back to the bowlers. Mixed Worlds, we gave a ton of money back. And the Worlds, I was trying to do the same thing. It's unfortunate that the Worlds aren't going to be here this year, but I look forward to having it next year for sure. And we were all ready, and I was guaranteeing that everybody was going to have a great time. Great food specials, great drink specials, and a great facility where it started, which was nice to see.
Yeah, I was looking forward to coming back to bowl here. I've always loved bowling here. I think you and Chip have done a fantastic job with the place, especially over the last 3-4 years, whatever
Yeah.
it's been. So I got another question from and this is a good question. What's from a memory standpoint with bowling?
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory of bowling?
Ooh. Well, I've only been bowling competitively for about 8 years now.
Okay.
So my juniors, I don't really remember. I remember bowling with Cole Fry a lot, bowling doubles with him, winning a lot of junior events. I would have to say, bowling-wise, I would have to say winning my elimination title. That was definitely my favorite memory. But my favorite memory from bowling was having our team at Margaritas that night.
Oh my God.
That was legitimately the best
It might be
time.
the greatest team dinner in history. So our tab was almost $1,000, and
Yep.
$700 of it was the bar. Our friend Tim Matero here got pretty drunk, which he doesn't do. He was doing Snow Angels in November in a snowstorm in the parking lot of the hotel.
Yep, and was riding up and down the aisles in the luggage cart, ass naked.
I was not naked. I had boxes on.
But it was, it's times like that I almost got out of the bowling industry for a little bit. And then I didn't miss throwing the ball down the lane. I missed the people. And, just like today, we had a tournament today, 27 teams, great turnout. But to have some of my best friends here bowling in it and bowling next to me, that made it a lot more fun than just, having a tournament, in bowling. I was so happy to be here today, and, even though I didn't bowl very well and Maddie kicked my ass yet again.
She kicked all of our asses.
I just had a blast, and that's all it's about is having fun with the people that you're bowling with, and it shouldn't always be competitive.
So I'm only going to ask one more question because I know that you're working.
Yeah.
So I know I kind of stole you away.
No problem. I'd rather be here.
I know you would. So this is going to be the most hard-hitting question that you're going to get. Okay, this is investigative journalism at its
Okay.
finest.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Who is your favorite bowler? Don't wait. Who is your favorite bowler? with the initials TM that rhymes with Gim Didero?
I can't remember the guy's name, but he was out of New Hampshire. Yeah, I can't. A close second would be Tim Matero.
Nice. Okay.
But I mean, it's pretty close. But Timmy's one of my best friends, and I wouldn't change that for the world.
No, it's a lot of fun, bub. You know that.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a good time, whether it's here at the bowling alley, golfing, dinners, whatever it is.
Yep.
It's a good
Absolutely. Still like Angie Moore, but Tim's all right.
time. Well, hey, my wife's pretty cool.
Oh, she's hot.
I know she is. I married her.
All right, guys, I got to get back,
Yeah.
but I'll send.
Yeah, send Chip
I'll
over. or
send
something.
Chip over.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Evan.
Thanks to Evan for coming on the show and hanging out. That margaritas. So to get into that, it started out, we were in the last match bowling Spitfire Arms, and we were down. We needed to take 8 points, and it was the last half. It was the last 2 boxes coming in, and I'm keeping score, and I looked at everyone and I said, if somebody throws a double, I will buy us all shots tonight. Well, Chris Merrill threw a double, then Kaler threw a double, then somebody else went spare strike, and then I believe Tim threw a double, and we ended up with like 310, or no, we wound up with like 245 coming in the last 10 or something.
Yeah, it was.
Spitfire was incredibly crushed because they had a 26-pin lead going in the last 10 boxes and lost by 30.
And then we got absolutely.
And then we went to margaritas in a snowstorm. And I don't mean like, oh, it's snowing and beautiful and fluffy. It was slush and heinous, and we couldn't drive. Tim was
Thankfully,
super
it was just,
inebriated. It was across the
It
street
was
from our
across the
hotel.
street. And so for those of you that might know me,
We might have to put this on hold.
Hey, let's put this on hold.
The man, the
'cause
myth, the legend, Chip
we-
Carson's here.
We have a legend with us by the name of Tim Matero, and Tim is going to interview Chip.
And I'm going to give the mic to Chip.
Or Brian's going to. You know what, Brian? Why don't you interview Chip? Hold on. Nope. There you go.
Chip, how you doing?
You know what it is? Timmy never won a state title. He doesn't want to talk to me.
Give me that
Is
back.
that what it is?
You know what? Let's talk about this for a second.
Okay, here we go.
Just so everyone knows, Tim did lose to Chip in the state finals one year while Chip was actively having a heart attack.
No, he was not having a heart attack.
Oh, heart failure. I'm sorry.
Thank
That's
you.
worse. You know how that's worse,
And
right?
I had torn ligaments in my foot. So there. So let's have this discussion
Okay.
because you did kick my ass a couple times. So I'm going to hold on one sec. I'm going to hand him. Do you want the headphones?
That's fine.
We're gonna get the. No, you can keep those on. I'm fine. Chip doesn't know how to put on a pair of headphones apparently, so
No, I didn't want to have Timmy's sweat all over my head.
it is COVID, but that's okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So for those of you that don't know, Chip Carson is one of the most accomplished bowlers coming from the state of Maine. For those of you that might remember in our first episode, I had him as the number 3 bowler. 2. Oh, Brian had him as the number 2 bowler ever in the history of bowling in the state of Maine. I had his number 3 behind Russ and Charlie.
You didn't beat either one of them either, did you?
For
a state.
So
I'm trying to find your accomplishments. You've had a few 200 strings, which was awesome.
I've had 5 of them. Yep.
Okay, 5.
Yep.
All right.
I've had a couple of 500s.
State titles?
I've got elimination or just in general.
Elimination.
I have none.
None.
0. I have a world title.
And
Same
a world-
amount as you.
Team world title.
Team world title. I've got a mixed world title. Team.
Okay.
3 state records.
Okay. Are these houses still around anymore, or are they gone?
The state records.
Was
they're
that back in 1982?
still, you son of a. I was 11 in 1982.
You invited me to this.
I know I did.
Okay.
I know I did. Why did we invite him? I used to love the guy.
You want to talk about the association?
Actually, yeah. So
We did with Evan.
Okay.
we did with Evan. So one of the things that I love about Chip is he's not afraid to share his opinion.
No.
And I've always appreciated the fact that you've always been honest with me. Always.
Tried.
Even when
Right.
you said I had a nice butt in my jeans.
You did.
I know.
Back in the day.
Then
It's
I got old.
not very good anymore, but that's all right. I'll still pat it.
It's still one of my favorite stories. So we said, I don't remember what episode we said it on, but I told that story, the Old Town,
Oh, yeah.
the Pro Tour. Oh my God, that
Bro-
was,
broke you in the right way.
yeah, you did.
He didn't know what to think.
She did.
He goes crying to his mother. Who's this Chip Carson guy?
It was
It was
really
priceless.
funny. It was
priceless.
Good.
But but first of all, before
Yeah.
we go into that, you did beat me in a state something. It was either the
Yeah,
semifinals or whatever.
It was the semifinals.
So I just want to
At Westport.
which was a great beat, by the
Yeah.
way. Considering you had your whole fanfare back in the back,
Oh
and
my
every
God.
time I tried to throw a ball, you had Jerry screaming, "Go get him, Timmy! Go get him, Timmy!" Every single time I'm ready to throw the ball. Are you shitting me?
Well, I can't tell him what to do. I'm bowling.
Oh, I'm sure you told her what to do.
You know, the fact is, I did set the lane record that day. So, just to get beat the next day by Ray Doobie, who killed the lane record by 30 pins.
Well, hey, look, I had the
But-
high single in Maine for what, 3 hours?
At the Worlds.
Bowled a 223, and then
I
get
thought
her-
it was the next string.
It
wasn't
was the
it?
next string. Yeah,
And-
it was the next
And it was
match.
Phil, right? Phil
Phil
Bonaccias.
down on 23 and 24. I couldn't believe it. Thought that was going to stand for like 800
It was
years.
220?
I had a 223.
223.
He had a 231.
Oh my God.
231 on 24.
How many strikes
I think
did
he
you
av-
throw
I think
in that
I
one?
think his average was like 116. Seriously.
With all due respect to Phil, I've only seen Phil bowl in his later years when I've been going up to Moncton for the 560. Phil is a good bowler, but I'm glad there's no lob line in Canada.
Oh wow. Well, to each his own.
It's yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna ask you kind of the same thing I asked Charlie.
Okay.
Okay, Charlie Milan, who he was an okay bowler.
Yeah, he had his day.
He had his day.
1951. It's all right.
It was good to see him earlier, by the way. That
Yeah,
was
it is.
cool.
He's
Yeah.
back from Florida.
Yeah.
He's probably got COVID.
But-
Try to tell him to quarantine for 14 days. Yeah, that's not going to
yeah,
work.
Good luck
He hasn't
with
got
that.
he hasn't got 14 days left in his life probably. Jesus Christ. Oh man. See, I'm bad. I knew this was going to happen.
Who because you've been around bowling for obviously a few years.
Couple.
Who would be the top 5 bowlers that you have personally seen? You can put your name in there. You can leave it out. That's up to you.
You mean in the game of bowling? Or
From Maine.
from
From
Maine.
From Maine.
Oh God, Timmy, that's so hard.
I know. That's why I asked.
We had so many great bowlers. You got to remember, 30 years ago, there'd be 30, 40 people with 120 average. I mean, it was nuts. The people that might have averaged 130 plus, yeah, I did for a while. Of course, you have Charlie. I'm always going to go with Charlie as the number 1 bowler. Always. And then it's going to be a fight between Sean Morrison, myself, Russ Neely, Al Joy. Oh, man. Evan, if he'd throw some practice strings, nobody would touch him.
That's actually a question I have for you, and you can address it after you get done with this. But the 5 best bowlers today, do they beat the 5 best bowlers in your prime?
Not a chance.
Is it close?
No.
Is it within 100 pins?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. And what it is, it's not the talent, it's the devotion to the game. It's to be able to practice. It's bowling in more than 1 league a week. The only way that you're going to get better is if you're out bowling every day. Now, you got your exceptions. You got some people out there that bowl 3 games a week, and they still average 130. I couldn't do
Tim
that.
Matero.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I remember when I came to bowl here, you told me that I had to throw between 30 and 40 strings a week to be a 130 average bowler.
Absolutely. 30 or 40 at least.
At least, yeah.
At least. If you want to get in the cycle where you're not going up and down like a yo-yo, that's practice. We all know how to bowl. It's
Yep.
just a matter of fine-tuning it, and the more games you bowl, better it is.
So we'll wrap it up in a minute because I know you got to get back to work. I don't know if Evan was telling you that you can't take a break.
Well, I
No.
mean, Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, Evan hasn't been a part of the bowling center in 6 months, but now
Wow.
now all of a sudden he's back. He's not proving it bowling wise. I think Maddie kicked his ass. She had a 170. Hey, what was your high string today, Evan? 138. Maddie had a 170. End of conversation on that one. Anything else?
I had a 140 something too. No, so you make a good point, and someone asked me earlier today. So I only bowled one league a week because that's all I could bowl back then. But I was also bowling. You had the Opens, you had the main Pro Tour, you had the Mass Pro Tour. I was bowling 3 to 4 tournaments a month,
Oh, absolutely.
and
There was a place to go every weekend.
absolutely,
And sometimes you'd go on Saturday and then turn around bowling something else on Sunday.
yep.
So, I mean, that's where a lot of the bowlers back then, there were so many things to bowl in. That's how we got better.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, now there's hardly anything to bowl in, and I don't blame the bowlers. They're going to these tournaments and they're paying $50 to get in, and if they win or if they come in the top 5, you're lucky to get your money back, and that's what's killed the tournaments. I guess I'll leave that at that for right at the moment.
The last question I have, and it goes into that. When the Maine State Association stopped doing the separate weekends for APH and Scratch, do you think that was a downfall for the association? Do you think they might have lost the more super competitive bowlers because they didn't want to try and bowl in a handicapped event as well? I mean, I've heard it stated that handicap bowling is ruining scratch bowling, and I just don't know because there wasn't any handicap back in the day, was there?
Oh, there was there was a lot of handicap, but we never noticed it because there was so many scratch bowlers.
Okay.
And what the problem is the people like myself back in the 80s, we bowled so much. Timmy knows. Every weekend, every day of the week. I mean, we'd bowl double leagues. We'd bowl 6:30 and then we'd bowl the 8:30. So what's happened is we've thrown so many games that now when it starts to hurt a little bit, I mean, I'm 55 now. When it starts to hurt a little bit, you go, why am I doing this? Then you're looking at, well, I never really did it for the money anyway. It was always the win.
Yeah.
But the money's nice to at least pay for your trip
But
if
it's
you
not
win.
there now.
But it's not there now because the entries are so far down. The association, there's no winning situation with this, but you can't sit there and be so tough like it was back in the 70s, the dress code and, putting the 50-50s out and you have to draw it within the 3rd or 4th string. There's so much red tape in these tournaments now for at least the state of Maine. Nobody wants to bowl them, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. So, we're looking at different ways that we might be able to correct that, but unfortunately right now with the people that we have in, I don't see it going anywhere.
Yeah,
So-
that's too bad because
It is too bad.
We had some great stuff. So I have one last question for
Okay.
you. Okay,
Yep.
and this is probably going to be the toughest question that you will get. Okay. Who is your favorite bowler from the state of Maine with the initials TM that rhymes with Gim Didero?
You want to run that by me again? Because that just went over my head.
Just tell everyone that I'm your favorite bowler.
He is my favorite short bowler.
Nice. I'll take that.
He's my favorite short bowler.
I'll take that.
But I do want to say something. All the crap that I've given Timmy, this is painful. He has had an incredible bad string of luck. It seemed like every single time he bowled good in a state final, if he bowled 1380, somebody would have 1390. If he bowled 1390, somebody would have 1410. You've had the most unlucky series in the state. I'm serious, Timmy.
I know,
I've never
I know.
seen anything like it. I mean, everybody has their day, and for some reason in that specific tournament you did. You've done everything else,
Yep.
but you couldn't win a state.
No.
So you better
No.
hope that the association stays together to have at least another chance this year.
Well, I'm gonna join this. If there's ever a new association, I might go with that one.
I
So-
will just say this one thing. No matter where the state association goes, state of Maine, at least up in our area, we're going to start holding tournaments. We're going to have this year for tournaments is the year of the bowlers. We're going to be giving away about 80% of everything that we take in and have it go back to the bowlers for tournaments.
That's cool.
All that I can ask is people support it.
Well-
Because, we do make a little bit of money in the association by being in the association and having a tournament.
Yep.
But even that's starting to dissipate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to the point now where we're holding tournaments and we're breaking even. By the time you pay the ICBA, which I'm sorry, not a big fan. What have you done for us? Nothing. You can say all you want about you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing the promoting and all this, but we never see it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not worth $3,000.
Yeah.
For us to get billed.
Yeah.
So we're getting away from that.
Well, you'll you will definitely get some support coming from the Mid-Coast area.
Super.
So
Super.
apparently Chip has to go.
I guess so.
Apparently they're
I guess the
getting
place
mad.
just can't run
It
without
cannot run without Chip Carson.
me. What a joke.
So thank you, Chip. I appreciate
Anytime,
you stopping
guys.
by.
Yeah, I appreciate the time.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Love you.
Love you too, Timmy. And Brian. Jesus, you're just like a big teddy bear. All right, man.
I thought you were going to say big titty bear there for a second. I got a little scared.
I'm a very religious person. I wouldn't say anything like that.
Chip, thanks for coming on.
All right, man. Take care, guys.
You too.
All right, that was Chip Carson. He sucks.
He's an okay bowler. He was my number 2. But
Chip always holds a special place in my heart because, as I've said before on this podcast, Chip is the reason I really started to get to competitive bowl. I don't know if I go anywhere else for school other than here. I'm not in the bowling situation I'm in now. This Bangor's always been welcoming and just always been so good to me.
Yeah. Well, and I've said it numerous times, and I'll always say it. Chip should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
He is definitely one of those.
No question.
That in my.
He should be in next time they have it.
Well, I mean, I know you need to be nominated. I get that, and that's
something that chaps my butt. I'm not gonna lie. You shouldn't have to have someone officially put a nomination in front of you. The Academy
of Motion Picture.
Well, the committee should have, like, if you're this well known and you're as accomplished as you or Chip or somebody of that, everyone knows when people's birthdays are. You know when they turn 50. They should just go in.
And that's the one thing that I don't necessarily agree with. Why should someone have to wait until they're 50 years old
I agree.
to be in the Hall of Fame?
That's the same thing I don't get with basketball, football, baseball. Why is there a rider when you retire?
That you got to wait 5 years?
Yeah.
The only one, I know baseball, you have to be 5 years out.
You have to be 5 years of not playing in the MLB system.
Right. I don't know about basketball. I don't know if there's a 5-year thing. Oh my God! Look who we have joining us.
We have the best bowler in the house joining us.
No, I'm already here.
Okay, the best female bowler in the house.
There we go.
She's also way better than I am.
Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and give her my.
Okay.
I'll give her the mic and give her my headphones so
Okay.
she can hear what's going on. Hold on one second.
Yeah, definitely.
You keep talking.
Okay. So we have Maddie Kelly here with us today. She's getting the gear on here. Getting the mic from Tim. Hi, Maddie.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
You bowled great today, by the way.
Thank you.
170 string.
3 months
Very
off,
awesome.
3 months off can sometimes help someone, I guess.
Yeah, yep. So, Maddie, what's your favorite accomplishment in bowling so far?
Oh boy.
There's many, many to come.
Yeah, there's too many. There's too many.
Tim doesn't have a mic or headphones, so Tim asked what I asked her, and I asked her what her favorite accomplishment in bowling was.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh.
4-bagger for copious amounts of
Yes,
money.
A 4-bagger. That is probably my greatest accomplishment up to this point.
That was pretty cool to see. Not because I didn't see it, but like when I saw it on Facebook and everything else. So, walk me through that for a second, because obviously we weren't there.
Yeah.
And it was in a league.
It was in my Tuesday night speed league at Academy, and everyone knows Academy is a pretty tough house.
Yep.
It was in the middle room. I threw the strikes in the the third, fourth, and fifth. So I had to sit.
Oh, so you had the triple.
I had the triple and I had to sit.
Oh, so what was going through your mind?
I said this to Tim earlier. I hate sitting down after you throw a really good half, because you just sit down, you think about it, and sometimes it can mess with your head, but I just threw the ball, and all 4 of them were bombs.
That's cool.
And I've never seen Cheech jump so high.
Did he really?
He jumped so high, and just let out a big scream.
Now so you knew when you had the triple. You knew you had it. Did you know you had a chance at 7,500? Was it 75 or?
It was 75. Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew it was a big amount of money, but I didn't realize until someone behind me just came and told me, "Oh, you won this amount," and that's when I freaked out a little bit.
That's really cool. That is cool because I mean I've only thrown a couple of 4-baggers. I'm not known for throwing a lot of strikes, but I've never had the opportunity to throw one ball for like $5,000, $7,000, something like that. What?
You won the men's worlds with a strike in the 9th. You've thrown a ball for $10,000.
Oh yeah.
Touche.
Touche, salesman.
Granted, you hit the 4-7 pocket and threw a backdoor rip, but it was the prettiest backdoor strike I bet you've ever thrown.
It all looks the same on paper.
It really does. It does.
I overthrew.
Maybe just a little. You
Get
might have been a little amped
You get
up.
a little jacked up when you
Yep.
throw 3 strikes and you're looking for the 4th. Yeah.
Sorry, Brian. I just had a question come to my mind because, the one thing that Brian and I have talked about in our podcast is we don't know a lot of the women bowlers outside the state of Maine, other than you or Jill Wood or Tasha or, some of those types of bowlers. So from a female perspective, who would you say are the top 5 female bowlers? You don't have to be top 5, or just maybe 5 of the top female bowlers right now.
I would have to go with Glennis. Amanda Carroll. She's up there. See, it's tough because I haven't seen people bowl in months. I feel like you forget everyone. Who else is
And it doesn't have to be from the States. If if you go Canada or like Brian and I were trying to figure out like Massachusetts and New Hampshire bowlers because y'all bowl all over the place that it's hard to know who lives where.
Right.
So
I'd throw Jess Bain up there in the mix.
Mhm.
I like watching Jess Bain bowl. That's all, more will come to my head as
Okay.
I keep talking. So.
So, I know for me, my dad bowled a lot when I was a kid, and he wasn't great. I mean, my dad averaged 124, 125 in leagues, bowled a little bit in the States, but where I live in Rockland, you're kind of tucked in, so we didn't get the big exposure. You come from a very great bowling family. Your dad was a great bowler.
I do, yeah.
I know for me, that's where my love of the game came from. Was it similar for you?
To be honest, when I was growing up bowling in the kids league out of Pilgrim Lanes, I wasn't into it. I could tell I wasn't. I was winning tournaments, but I just wasn't enjoying myself. It was really once I got out of high school and I started and I came into the pro league, I took a love for it. But whenever people figure out, oh, you're Bob Kelly's daughter, you're Marianne Kelly's daughter, people are like, oh my God, like, you got your dad's mule kick, you got the dad's like pace of the ball, but you got your mom's consistency. So I like to say I got a little bit of a mix of both of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know for me, I didn't have a junior league. I bowled in an unsanctioned house, so I got thrown into the men's pro league at like 16. And that's when I really started to like bowling as well. Is because when you bowl younger, they're always like, okay, don't get angry, don't get mad, don't swear, don't kick the ball return. Okay, so basically you're saying don't show any emotion and be a robot.
I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah, and for me it was when I got to cut loose,
Yeah.
maybe a little too much. Tim's reined me in over the years and taught me it's not always appropriate to swear at the ball return and kick it. But that's when I really started to have fun bowling.
Yeah, I think definitely when you venture out into this type of league, all the type of leagues and the tournaments and stuff, you meet all the friends, you can make all these friends, and it's really the people that make you want to keep coming back and bowling. The sport will hopefully always be here, but your friends are what makes it for you, for sure.
yeah. So I didn't know your dad real well from back in the day because my first Worlds was in '92, and he was still bowling the Worlds, and I think he only bowled the Worlds for another like 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
before he got done.
He got out of bowling but when I was born. That's give or take.
Okay.
Maybe a year after I was born, he stopped.
When were you born?
97.
Oh my God, she is the same age as Jordan. I feel so old.
Better wish your son
Oh my God, that's right. I got to wish my son a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jordan. Love you. Proud of you. Go do good things, make lots of money, and take care of me when I get old. He won't.
When you get old?
He won't listen to this anyways. Oh, I heard that. I don't have headphones on, but I did hear that. Wow. So I know you haven't been bowling a long time, but you've become an accomplished bowler. What's your favorite memory from bowling? Besides the $7,500.
So it was actually when I was. Can I go back to when I was 12 years old?
Absolutely.
So I was 12 years old. I was on the Candlepin for Kids show that was big at that time. They would travel all over New England, and they would have certain stops, and then you compete for a championship like in May or June. I was at Woburn Bowldrome, and I made the 7-10 split clean.
Did you really?
I did.
That's cool.
There's a video out there of it somewhere, but I haven't found it.
That is really cool. So I've made the 7-10 once, and I did it because I was so mad. And it was for a 10. Like, it wasn't for a spare or anything, but I just threw the ball. I was so mad.
Yeah.
And it ended up going. But that's cool that you got to do that on TV.
Yeah, and there was, this was what I think Steve Reno had. That's when he was doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that was probably, and like, oh cool, you make the 7-10. It was like the high-low jackpot, whatever, and I got a 10 for like $5 gift card.
That's cool. That's cool. So one more question.
Sure.
Okay, this is the hardest question that you are going to get asked, and Brian has heard this now, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times, whatever it is. Okay, this is high-level investigative journalism at its finest.
All right.
From two amateurs. Okay, who is your favorite bowler from the state of Maine with the initials TM that rhymes with Gim Didero?
Tim Matero.
See, there we go. I am Maddie Kelly's favorite bowler. Period. So, any questions for us?
How was this like? How did you guys come up with doing this type of stuff? Quarantine get the best of you?
You know, actually, we had been talking about this since last October-ish, before the Worlds. And I don't remember what it was, but one night I sent a Facebook message to Brian. And I said, I was like, dude, you know what we need to do? I said, we need to do a podcast. And he typed back, he's like, absolutely, we do. And then we went back and forth, and we overthought it by months on, well, we got to do this, and we got to do this. And then finally we just said, screw it. And we bought the equipment and said, let's just do it. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's people. Well, I like to talk anyway, so.
Yeah, I can't wait for big tournaments to come back, and you can get like little snippets of everyone.
Well, this is our first kind of jumping into doing a remote session, and being able to grab some folks and stuff like that. So, Maddie, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll interview down the road again.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. So Brian's going to chat. I think this is your mic.
Yeah, that one was mine. Again, thanks to Maddie for being on our podcast, and she's a very accomplished female bowler. She kicked the daylights out of me today and Tim. Well, she didn't kick daylights out of Tim, but she did beat us. She went over 1,200 today, I think. Very, very well done for her.
So I'm going to try to get one more person
Okay.
for this. I'm going to Kevin. We're gonna grab Kevin Sparks.
Oh, we're going to
Chief.
see if Chief will talk to us.
Yeah.
Chief's a former proprietor owner. He owned Colonial Lanes in Westbrook. I believe Chief has won in eliminations, and I think he's also won a World's Team title with Vacation Land in 2000, which is one of the most memorable, I believe, finals that there was at that time. I believe it came down. I believe it came down to the very last ball, and it was quite memorable. I'm going to hand the mic to Tim. Tim knows Kevin a lot better than I do, so I'll let him interview Kevin.
So Kevin Sparks joining us on our podcast. Do you remember Bowling in Vacation Land with me, AJ, you? Who else was on that team?
No, I believe it was Mike Meter. And,
Was it Real?
Mike,
Real?
Bill Turney, I believe. I believe that was the other one.
I've been trying to remember because someone asked me if I bowled a league out of there, and I was like, yeah, I actually drove down from Rockland.
Yeah, you did. And I'm almost positive it was like us three and then Mike Meter, I believe. And then it was Bill Turney who actually moved over. He's into Vancouver.
Oh, wow.
He moved to Vancouver 20 years ago now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I remember that. That was
yeah,
yeah.
we had fun.
Yeah, we had a great time.
That was a good. That was a good time right there.
Yeah, we did. We had a
Yep.
great time.
So former proprietor,
Former proprietor.
one of my all-time favorite bowling alleys to bowl out of. Miss it. I do. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too.
I miss the bowling alley.
Yeah. Get rid of it. Stress.
Yeah.
Partner I had left probably a couple of years to get away from it, and the partner I had kind of buried me. And by the time I got back there was I kept looking at the books and I had to get rid of him.
Yeah, it's
And
too
by
bad.
then it was just like we were so deep. So we had to make deals here, there, and everywhere. So we got rid of him, and we did start making a comeback. But the stress of it, the guy come in, made me an offer, and I said, I got to get out of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I miss it bad.
Oh, I understand, and I hope I don't. Obviously, I don't.
Right.
I miss the bowling alley. I
No,
loved
I
it.
do too.
It was a fun house to bowl in. Frankly, it's when it's my high 10 was in that
Yeah.
house.
Split house. You and Mark set the record for men's doubles there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was 2780.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And nobody would ever figure that because upstairs was always faster than downstairs, and you guys just didn't phase you at all. You guys just kept going on and on.
It was.
and
It
unbelievable.
was just one of those days.
Yeah.
One of those
Yeah,
days.
It was unbelievable to see.
Yep. So you've obviously got some accomplishments in the bowling industry. You've been a long time bowler.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite memory from bowling?
I have a couple. I have like three. The favorite one was winning the Worlds here, being the first main team to ever win here, and the couple of matches before that we won a couple by one pin and then two pins, and going into the final and winning by one pin. It was like unbelievable.
Oh, man.
And the team we had, we didn't really expect to win.
Right.
We had a bunch of guys that just clicked, and it was just our week. You know?
Yeah.
My other one was bowling. My highest 10 at Augusta, 1444. At that time, it was the lane record. As I've never beat that. I never beat 1444.
Yeah.
But it was like after the third string, everything just kind of, like you said, it just clicked.
You just knew. Yep.
Everything just went. It was just crazy. So.
Yep. And that's, I know exactly what you mean. When I went to 1459 down at Colonial, it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
after about the second string, I knew I had a day going.
Yeah.
And I don't remember bowling like strings 4 through 9. I
Yeah.
just don't remember it. Like,
Yeah.
it was in such a, and I know you must have been that
Oh, yeah,
same.
you're in the zone. You just know things are going. The ball feels great. Everything's just going that way. You just
Yeah.
know. You don't. And next thing you know, it's over. It's like, oh, did I just do that? Holy moly! I just did that. It's like incredible. So.
Yep. So what's your third one?
The third one is winning the state title, beating Russ Neely,
Yep.
who is Hall of Famer all the way. That particular year, I averaged. I qualified number 1, and that was when all the big names were going. I qualified number 1, and I averaged out the whole year with 131.
Yep.
And that was my beating. Like the likes of Russian Neely was like unbelievable.
You did that at Vacation Land, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
on 7 and 8.
Yep.
I remember kissing the lanes.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it was just, I was shaking like this,
Yep.
like a leaf, going, oh my God, I got to go against Russ Neely. So, oh my God. So, but it's just one of them days. It just kind of clicked, and it was.
Well, you got me beat. I'm 0 for 4 in the finals.
So it was just amazing. It was just amazing. And back then, it drew crowds. You know?
Yeah.
At that time,
Yeah.
I swear there was probably about 300 people there.
There was a lot of people because I remember that because Karen bowled the match before.
Yep.
And we stuck around obviously to watch Russ and watch you bowl.
Yep.
Conservative estimate would be 250.
At least, yeah.
At least 250 people.
Yeah.
And it was loud.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the atmosphere was just really cool.
Yeah. And it's sad to see, but you don't get that anymore.
No.
There's just no more of that type bowling
Yeah.
anymore. And I have fun now. I could I don't care. Because,
Yeah.
No, there's nothing, and I'm not picking on anybody out there now, but there's no competition like there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I know I grew up when I was coming on, I lived at Westport. I lived there. That's where I did all my practicing. Westport is the toughest house in Maine.
Bar none.
And that's where I learned.
Yep.
I was putting 100 strings there a week.
Yep.
Just to learn.
Yeah.
If you can average 120, 125 there, you're gonna go somewhere else and average 130.
Yep.
So that was my thing. And it's just sad to see the game is really coming.
Yeah. I would absolutely 100% agree with you.
Yeah. Like you don't see you at the Opens anymore, and I'm not picking
Yep.
on you, but no,
Yep.
you don't see me either. You're not out practicing
Yeah.
anymore. You don't. No, it's just not there anymore.
Yep.
There's no incentive. There's no pro tours. Even down at Massachusetts now, I mean, there's not the bowlers they were.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Down the worlds are different.
Yep.
I mean, when you guys won, there was teams, at least 9 or 10, maybe 12. Every team was average. If you didn't get on that team with 120 or higher,
You weren't.
You didn't qualify.
Yep.
And that's what we won with. That's what you won with.
Yep.
No, we didn't have the 120 average bowlers, but you guys won that.
Yeah.
And that's what you beat. You beat them guys.
Yeah.
You know? It's not that now. You can name maybe 3 teams with that.
Yep.
So,
So I'm going to ask you a question I've asked Charlie. I've asked Chip. You've been around bowling a long time. Who, in your mind, who are call it your top 5 main bowlers that you've seen?
top 5.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be in any order.
No,
like
I say Charlie, and I caught him later. I would love to seen him in his prime.
Yeah.
And he's still one of the best.
Yeah.
Russ Neely, Al Joy.
Yeah.
There was give me a minute. There's just so many of them. Elmer Tibbetts.
Yeah.
I remember he was like the bowler of the year, like 3 years in a row at the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
I remember that. You couldn't touch him.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember that.
Yeah, and I like, my opinion, I like either George Merrill or Dick Allen.
Yeah.
They were old school, and they were...
Dickie was old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he was my very first match that I ever had in the eliminations.
Yeah.
Was against Dickie at Colonial. I don't know how I won because I was so nervous, but I did.
Yeah.
And I ended up going to like the quarterfinals, round of 8, whatever that is. And then Al Nelson went 1,400 against me. Just one of many 1,400s I've had thrown against me.
Yeah, he's another one from the past.
Oh my God, yeah.
He was good.
But Gio was fun to watch.
Yep.
He was fun to watch. Elmer was until he hurt his back.
Yeah. He was just had that snap on the ball.
Yep.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Don Saucier.
Yeah,
Don was another
Hall
one.
of Famer.
Yep.
Yeah. Chip.
God, yeah.
He was very good too. I mean, so.
My first memory of meeting Chip and you actually, I got an extra Jackie needed me to bowl a best box. I'd gone up to try to qualify for TV in the morning, and she's like, this guy needs a partner. Can you bowl? I'm like, yeah. And it was me and this old guy, and we drew lanes with you and Chip. And that was when I just started at UMaine, and I looked at Chip, I went, I need a league to bowl on Monday, as you guys are throwing 1,400, just whatever. But that's the first time I think I officially met you, and I had met Chip as well, was up there and bowling in that, and I just was like, wow, I drew lanes with good people, I guess.
Yeah. We're about out of time, but I appreciate you coming over.
Thank you for inviting me.
Known you a long time. Always fun getting to
It's good
getting to
talking
chat
about
with
the
you.
past.
It is.
I just don't want to see the game die, and all us old guys are getting old, and we can't carry it anymore. And there's not many kids out there that's kind of promoting
No,
it. So,
no, and that's why it's nice to see like Cole Fry and Evan
Yep,
and
yeah,
you know
then,
some of these guys that are, you know, younger than my kids.
like, the kid today I was bowling next to, Mike, I think it was. He's from Belfast. Like, he throws a good ball. Too.
Yep. Mark
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 there you
Weber.
go. Yeah.
He's only he's only 22 or
yeah,
something like that.
We definitely need
Yeah.
guys like that. He
Yeah,
throws a
and
good
of course
ball.
Kai is only
Yeah,
what
he's-
17
yeah,
or something
he's-
like
yeah,
that. So
it's good to see that. I just
Yeah.
want to see more.
Yeah.
I don't have much more time left.
and neither do I, unfortunately. But
Yeah, you could still average 120. I can't do that.
well, you know, but it's getting harder to do it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
but appreciate you
Thank
coming
you
over.
for inviting me.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you guys.
We thank Chief for being on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We had a pretty great day today. I think this is one of our better episodes, Tim. What do you think?
Lot of fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun talking to
This
everybody.
remote thing is fun. Maybe next time we can remember a couple of things.
Yeah, like the mic stands that I forgot, so we've been holding them the whole time. But it's worked out because we would have to keep taking them in and out to hand them.
That
to
is
people.
true.
It might have been a blessing in disguise. Again, I have great memories of watching Chief bowl when I was a kid
Yeah,
and getting
yeah.
older. And
Yeah.
I'm honestly sad. That was the first time you guys have talked about young bowlers, and I guess where I just turned 35 last week, I've aged out of that category now.
You are no longer a young bowler.
Oh my God! I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, holy shit! I'm not mentioned for the
No.
first time in young bowlers. It's
No.
new for me, Tim. I'm sorry.
Well, neither am I. I'm not mentioning young bowlers.
I understand that, Tim, but you gotta remember, I've been doing this like at a big level.
I know.
Honestly, since I was 16.
Well, you know what's funny is someone said to me I don't know, this was before COVID, whatnot.
Yeah.
They had made the comment to me. They were talking about young bowlers, and they made the comment. And they were talking about me as a young, being a young bowler, and they were like, "Well, how old are you?" And I said, "I'm 48." And they stopped and they go, "Oh my God, I still think of you as that 21-year-old that was still bowling." I'm like, "No, I'm 48. I've been
I still get Ray's kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Ray's kid.
yeah."
Because they thought, like, honestly, a lot of people thought Dad and I were brothers because I'm a big dude.
Yeah.
Like, I did not look 16 when I started.
I'm not a big dude.
No, you're not. But you make up for it in places where it counts. Friendship. and-
Right,
and
friendship,
caring.
friendship and caring, definitely. So again, we're going to wrap up episode 8. We appreciate all the people that
We appreciate Evan, Chip, Maddie,
Chief
DJ,
Howie. Yep.
everybody who stopped by to say hi today. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
We will definitely do remote again. This has been fun. It's
And
been-
we've been talking back and forth, but I think after this went this well, I think you may see us do some remote stuff either the Monday of the knockout when we have the Worlds again.
yeah. We'll definitely
stuff like
figure,
that.
We'll
Yeah,
definitely
big
figure
tournaments
something out.
we'll try to be at if we're both
Yeah.
there.
So again, thank you guys for listening. You can reach out to us. Feel free, Ripping the Rack Podcast at gmail.com, as well as you can find us on Facebook at Ripping the Rack Podcast, YouTube, Ripping the Rack Podcast. You can find us on Spotify, on Breaker.
Ripping the Rack,
Rack
podcast.
Brian, thanks, dude. That was a lot of fun. Appreciate you bowling with me today.
Hey, thanks for bowling with me, Tim.
Not a problem, guys. We'll actually next week is July 4th weekend.
We may not have a show as early. It may not be up that after Tuesday. I'm at camp
Until
which
when?
is 3 hours away until Sunday. Probably Sunday afternoon. I'll be home probably around 4 or 5.
Well, maybe
so.
we'll do it either Sunday night or we'll do it Monday evening and try to have a quick turnaround.
Yeah, maybe.
So, thank you guys. Have a great week. Be kind.
Be safe. Be happy. Love to all.